Ever had that feeling? Like after a really tough trade,
Hmm.
you just feel drained.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get hit by a truck.
It's like a hangover.
Yeah, but it's like for your brain, not your body.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're diving deep into this today, well, we're calling it a trader's post-loss hangover.
Perfect name for it.
But the cool thing is, the stuff we found about it isn't just the same old boring financial advice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got tips for how to, be stronger mentally, but then also some seriously funny stuff about how to just cope with the feeling.
That's great because we tend to think of trading as all about numbers and charts and being like super rational.
Right, all logic.
But when we lose, our emotions go crazy. And that's when this whole hangover thing kicks in.
Okay, so let's break this down. Like, what's actually happening to us in
Oh,
our heads
boy.
when we get this hangover?
So picture this. You've got your brain, right?
I'm picturing it.
And after a loss, it's basically flooded with this stress hormone,
Oh,
cortisol.
no, not cortisol.
Yep.
Hmm.
And that makes you anxious. You can't sleep well. Might even mess with your eating.
I definitely get that after a bad trade.
And on top of that, you've got this mental side. The self-doubt creeps in. You start questioning everything you did.
Like, was I dumb? Should I even be doing this?
Yeah. And that makes you scared to even think about trading again, let alone actually do it.
It's like your brain just wants to shut down.
It's trying to protect itself, in a way.
So how do we get out of this mess? Our source has some, shall we say, unconventional ideas.
Hmm.
Like one of them is literally watch a cat video marathon.
Okay, at first glance, that sounds like avoiding reality.
Right. Like just pure procrastination.
But there's actually science behind this. Laughter, especially when it's from something cute, releases endorphins in your brain.
Endurance, those are the good chemicals, right?
Exactly, mood boosters. And they actually fight back against that nasty cortisol we were talking about.
So it's like a chemical warfare happening in our heads.
Kinda, yeah. And even if it's temporary, that stress relief helps you see things more positively, which is crucial when you gotta make those trading decisions.
Makes sense. Okay, another tip. Order your favorite takeout, guilt-free. So is that just being nice to ourselves or what?
There's a reason comfort food is called that. It calms us down after stress, like a little reward.
I mean, I'm always down for takeout, but I usually feel guilty about it after.
That's the key, though, the guilt-free part.
Okay, so indulge a little.
It's about acknowledging that, hey, you went through something rough, you deserve a break. Beating yourself up just makes the whole thing worse.
So these are like the quick fixes.
Yeah, kind of like first aid for your mind.
But the source also talks about how to build up mental toughness over time, right? Like becoming more resilient.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things is keep a trading journal.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Track your trades, analyze them.
Right. But this is more than that. It's about writing down your emotions, too. How you felt before, during, and after a trade.
So like if I'm super excited about a trade, but it ends up being a loser.
That's a perfect example. Write that down. Because over time, you'll start seeing patterns.
Like maybe I make bad decisions when I'm feeling overconfident.
Exactly. And then you can catch yourself when you're in that state again. It's like turning your experiences into data.
Have you ever noticed this yourself, listener? How certain emotions lead you to certain trades. That's where the journaling comes in. It's about understanding why you do what you do, not just what the outcome was.
It's turning your experience into this, like, feedback loop. You learn from your past self to become a better trader in the future.
I like that, the feedback loop. But how detailed should we get?
As detailed as you can, don't just write, I felt good. Be specific. Was it excitement, greed, fear? And then see how those emotions matched up with your wins and losses.
So I'm really liking how this source mixes the serious stuff, like the journaling, with the more fun, lighthearted stuff, like the cat videos.
Yeah, it's like a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
Because honestly, sometimes financial advice can be so dry.
But humor is powerful. It lets us step back from the stress, see things from a new angle, and just chill out a bit.
And in a high-pressure world like trading.
Humor is essential. It's the release valve that keeps you from burning out. You take a breath, laugh a little, and then you can approach the market with a clear head again.
So it's not just about feeling good for a few minutes. It can actually help us trade better.
Absolutely. Less stress, more positivity. That leads to better decisions, better risk management, and a better overall trading experience.
So to wrap this up, listener, that post-loss hangover, it's a real thing. But it doesn't have to control you. There are ways to deal with it, both by taking care of your emotions and by using a little humor.
It's actually pretty cool that these tips, while they're for traders, can really apply to anyone going through a tough time.
Like, we all have those moments when we feel like we messed up, right? And then we get that hangover feeling.
Exactly. It's a universal human experience.
So, listener, as you go about your day today, think back on what we talked about. Could these tips, the humor, the self-care, the resilience strategies, could they help you handle your own challenges? Or whatever those challenges might be. Food for thought.
It really makes you think, huh?
It does. All right, that's it for our deep dive today. Catch you next time, listeners.
Yeah.